technology. They can never manage, we do damage with no apology. Pick 'em off the panic, a little manic, cause I gotta be frantic. I'm a gem, cause I'm an oddity. Got all the track up like I'm grabbing that mama knockers like a papa, true papa, cause I'm partners of Waka Flocka. Give me the top of hip hop and watch 'em make 'em rock with a showstopper. Chakras popping off the worldwide choppers.
Yo, what up guys, it's Sontj. I finally got at least about a couple hours after seeing Batman v Superman to finally get the enthusiasm to do a spoiler review of it. And I gotta admit guys, when I first saw the movie, it was an 8 out of 10 for me, man. Like, great movie. That's a great on my scaling of 1 through 10. After having a night to sleep on it, it kind of sucks, but the more I thought about it, the more I kind of understand the critics' criticism, and I started to dislike the movie a little bit more. It's not people's opinions got to my opinion. I just thought about it, and I started to think more about it, and I started to realize that, yeah, it's not an 8 out of 10. It's either, it goes from 7 to 5 out of 10, to be honest with you. The lowest it could be is 5 out of 10, the highest it could be is 7 out of 10. Like, it depends on your opinion, but let's start off. Let's start off with Superman's story. Superman, I really love how he was introduced. He looks badass. They make Superman look pretty damn, like they do a good balance of making him look powerful and make him look vulnerable. They did a great job with Superman on that part. A lot of people complain about that he wasn't there enough. I think when he was there, he was known. Like, his presence was known when he was there. I really like how they try to show how Superman is trying to make up for the mistakes he did in Man of Steel. He's trying to work with the humans. He's trying to work, but even when he goes to answer and try to talk to the people, Lex Luthor has a bomb there, in which I feel sad for Superman. And I understand Superman's struggle, especially since I lost my mother. When he's talking to his father, saying that I miss you, that really affected me. And I'm not gonna lie, at first I really accepted the whole Superman's death, and I felt really sad about it. Then I thought about it, I was like, we're never going to get a Doomsday movie. There's not going to, like, I felt like Superman's story is pretty much at its peak at the death of Superman, and they did it in this film. They did so many Superman stories and things that could have been full movies in this film. And yeah, I felt sad about it. And there you see, like, you know, Superman's like, he can rise, you know, like, because, you know, at the very end they show his casket rise. The more I thought about it, I was like, this is all we're gonna get. And the more I thought about it, the more I disliked it. It kind of sucks. I really enjoyed it the first time. Then when I thought of it, I was like, this is all Superman's gonna get. And it kind of sucks. Like, I really loved how he showed his moments where he's like, I gotta do what I gotta do. Because as soon as I saw him talk to Lois saying like, I love you and everything, I was like, oh shit, this is the death of Superman. But I don't know, man. Like, I felt like Superman, he did a great job. The actor is great. I think he's the best Superman we have. I really do. A lot of people are really stuck in nostalgia mode with the older Superman, but I really think he's the best Superman so far. But I might bounce back to Superman's story, but let's talk about Batman. And yeah, the thing that really affected me about Batman is that he's fucking Bat Punisher. Like, he is the Punisher. Like, the thing I was saying, like, on my non-spoiler review is that I don't know how many, like, the reason why Batman's villains are so great and why they're still around is because Batman can't kill them. Especially the Joker. The Joker's still around because he can't kill him. And then Suicide Squad has to be a prequel to this, because if Batman does not give a fuck anymore and he's the Punisher, how's the Joker still around? How's all his villains, like Catwoman, all these other people that are only around because he didn't want to kill him or he couldn't kill and he had that rule, how are they still around? If the Joker's not dead, then I call bullshit, because there's so many scenes with Batman, he just fucking using the gun, just shooting, blasting. He, like, no fucks given. Like, don't get me wrong, the ideal Batman was if he could kill, but that would make, I don't know, like in the real world that could work, but DC stories having a problem that they're trying to make these villains, I mean not these villains, these heroes so realistic that it doesn't work. Yeah, in the real world probably heroes would be the executioner, but this is comic books and they don't kill. And it feels like they're throwing away Superman's way of thinking, saying that we need to, you know, not kill people, because yeah, he killed Zod, but he was forced to, and they're really restricting his powers. But with Batman, they're just saying fuck it, we're just gonna have the, I feel like the DC universe, the DC cinematic universe does not care about the whole idea of superheroes not killing. They're really rocking with the idea that superheroes can kill and that's it, no one gives a fuck. Like, I really enjoyed this Batman. He is my favorite Batman. Like, if he didn't have that idea of just not giving a fuck, just using guns, he would be the, like, just the best Batman with no contest. But since he's using guns and not caring, and they're only using the excuse that he's changed, Like, yeah, you can use comics to back this up, but even in the Dark Knight Returns, he didn't kill the Joker. The Joker killed himself. He didn't use guns like that. Like, yeah, you can say, well, this is more brutal in Batman. Yeah, this is my favorite Batman so far, but it doesn't excuse the fact that they didn't really hit you why he used the guns. They just say that he's more brutal, and that's it. They're not really explaining why he's using these guns and stuff like that. But yeah, Batman, he did a great job as Batman. Ben Affleck did a great job. He was the best Bruce Wayne we have. He did a great job. The fight scenes look straight up like the Arkham games, which I love. He put his imprint into the Batman. I really love Batman in this film. I love Batman and Superman in this film. Batman did a great job. Though I felt like they made Batman not really that great a detective. Like, his hate towards Superman, if this is the comic book Batman, he would have figured out Superman's situation, would have figured out that a lot of stuff wasn't Superman's fault. But they kind of limited, sorry, that's a text message. They limited Batman's way of thinking to where they kind of forced him to hate Superman, in which, if this is like a regular Batman that we know and love, he would have figured out that this is not Superman, this is Lex Luthor. But let's move on to Lex. And I know this is Lex's son, and people are using the excuse, he is Lex's son, he doesn't have to be like Lex. But that's a lame excuse, man. The guy who's playing Lex, he's being Jesse Eisenberg. He's just being Jesse Eisenberg. He's like a weird cocained up Jesse Eisenberg. He's not Lex. And a lot of people are gonna harp on that, but I think the only part that I really like Lex when he finally had Superman to kneel before him, which that's why I was like, damn, that was a really good move they had Lex do that. But it was so many cringe-worthy scenes in this movie with Lex. I literally said what the fuck at a lot of his things, like more than 5 times, and I shouldn't have said it more than 2 times. It was so awkward and so weird. I don't know, man. Lex, he did his best. He tried to with the character, but it did not work for me. Like, it was one of those things that the trailer really spoke it, that I wasn't gonna like Lex in this movie. Lois, a lot of people are gonna harp on Lois, saying that she was useless. She was just a damsel in distress. I enjoyed her. She was really an emotional anchor for Superman. She really helped me feel more for Superman. Though she did a lot of dumb stuff, but I can excuse that, man, because, hey, the damsel in distress thing, I don't really harp on it. A lot of people want change in that factor. I enjoyed her for what she was. She did a great job in this film, in my opinion. Wonder Woman. Great job with Wonder Woman. Great job. I was one of those people that was really nervous about the actor choice for it, but they did the exact same thing that they did with Ice Cube's son in Straight Outta Compton. They limited her amount of speaking and limited her viewpoints so they can make sure that whatever scene she's in, she's perfect in. And she did a great job in it. It was really awesome how she was fighting Doomsday, saying like, take me on, let's go. Like, she was just so cool in the way her fighting was. I really enjoyed that. Doomsday. When I first saw the movie, I was like, okay, cool, Doomsday in here. But then I thought about it, I was like, Doomsday should have been really saved for another film. Like, they was rushing so hard with this film the more I thought about it. Because, like, I came to this film with low expectations. I came into saying, like, these characters are not going to be the comic book characters. And if you think about it like this, if you're a fan of the comic books and you know that these comic book characters are not going to be the same, they're not going to follow the comic book storylines you love, it'll be a 7 out of 10 good for you, or higher. Because I know these characters are not going to be the same. I know Batman is not going to be the Batman in the comic books. I know Superman's not going to be the Superman in the comic books. You enjoy this film. You would think it was a great, even like I was at first. But if you're a fan and you're stuck on your characters matching the comic book characters, then you're really going to nitpick the shit out of this film. You're not going to like how Batman works. You're not going to like how Doomsday looks. If you're really into these people, got to be just like the comic books. You're not going to like this film that much. You're going to be really nitpicking everything. Like with Doomsday, I really loved how freaking invincible he looked. He looked powerful, but then again, his design was really weird, and it felt like they wasted a really powerful villain. It really did. Like, after thinking about it, he really was wasted. Like, I love how he killed Superman. Okay, I love that. Great job there. But it was disappointing because that's all we're going to see of Doomsday. It's not like the comic books where we get to see Doomsday multiple times. This is a studio. They're going to use Doomsday once, and that's it. And that's one of the most powerful villains in the DC universe. Like, the thing about Marvel is they have so many villains left on. Like, they still got Thanos. They're not using Thanos in the second film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They pretty much use a Thanos top tier type villain in the second film. Like, yeah, they got Darkseid, but to be honest with you, I like Doomsday's impact in the DC verse more than Darkseid, because Darkseid is just a villain that gets beat and comes back. But this is the cinematic universe. Villains don't come back that easily. Well, I'm assuming so, based on how this is going. And I really felt Superman's death, but then again, when I thought about it more, if I wasn't a fan of Superman, if I didn't know the comic books, I only got to know Superman for a movie and a half, and his death wasn't that impactful. I felt like if I didn't know the comics, I would have gave this movie a 5 out of 10 because I didn't know anything. Like, I wouldn't understand the previews for all these superheroes. And also, the cameo that was really awkward was Aquaman. If they would have shortened that scene way faster, because they left that scene going for a long ass time. This motherfucker was floating towards the screen, weird looking, for a good minute, and I was like, okay, I get it, he's there, move on. Like, he was floating at the camera for like 10 seconds of awkwardness, then he flew away in an epic scene which saved it. But yeah, I didn't have a problem with the cameos. I just wish they saved it for an after credit scene, but they're trying to differentiate themselves away from Marvel that they hurt themselves. They're trying their best not to be like Marvel, but the problem is that Marvel matches the comic books, and believe it or not, but DC has funny moments. They don't take themselves that seriously, but they're trying to be so different that they're hurting themselves. If they would have saved the stuff for the after credits, no one would have been mad at it. But since they did it like this, that's why they're getting hate on it. Now guys, I think I talked about a mixture of the negatives and positives, because I really enjoyed for what it was. I love the fighting scenes, but I have to admit, the Batman versus Superman part of it was very undercooked. Batman was like, I knew Superman was going to be, the dominant guy. But the trailers was very misleading. Superman did not want to fight Batman, which I was kind of assuming he wasn't, but the trailers really assumed that they both wanted to fight each other. Superman he needed help. Like, he just needed help to protect his mother. And there's also a plot hole there, like, why would Superman have all this time just calling his mom, call his mother Martha? Like, they kind of fucked it up there, because he didn't call his mom Martha this entire movie, but when he needed to, he started saying, I need to save Martha, instead of saying mother. You see what I'm saying? Like, they used that, which is a great idea, but if we would have always called his mom Martha, then that would have worked. But no, why would that moment out of nowhere he would start calling his mom by her real name? I don't know, man. But positives, I enjoyed Superman's action. I love Batman's actions. They were just really cool there. I love Wonder Woman. Negatives, it was really rushed, man. It really was. And when I first saw the movie, I thought it was 8 out of 10, but thinking about it and the more I thought about it, the less I liked the movie, to be honest with you guys. So I would give it a 7 out of 10. If you understand that all these characters in this universe are not going to be like the comic books. They're just not. All your favorite storylines, like the Killing Joke, all this stuff, it's not going to be the same. It's just not. And you got to accept that. If you accept that, it's going to be a 7 out of 10 good for you. If you are really stuck in your ways, like Superman's got to be like this, Batman's got to be like this, no guns, Lex Luthor got to be like this, then you're going to go from 7 out of 10 to like 5 out of 10. And if you don't know anything about the comic books, this is a 5 out of 10 to 4 out of 10 for you. Okay, guys? So yeah, that's my final opinions about Batman v Superman. I think I actually I don't know, man. I think I like Man of Steel more than this movie because it's more of a coherent story. Because at first I was like, what is these critics talking about? Then when I slept about it, I was like, yeah, the critic side of me is kicking in. I'm starting to nitpick this movie to death. And I really just say 7 out of 10 good. It's not an 8 out of 10 for me anymore. It's a 7 out of 10 good. And if you accept it that these heroes are not like the heroes in the comic books and they're a very different interpretation, then you'll agree with me. But if you don't and you're stuck in your ways, it's between 6 and 5 out of 10 for you. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy it. I know people are gonna dislike it because, hey, it's different opinions, man. But hey, I was with y'all for a moment there. I was really with y'all. I didn't understand the critics' opinions, but the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I understand now. But hey, if you like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. If you enjoy my commentary, subscribe. Sontj out. Peace. Love you all.
That's all, folks.